edi aje Ghana asi nurse na dey kan hwe me dey William Munufie amankona na ye nyina yinim say Ghana the former finance minister Era Ken adwane afri Ghana ban so hwe ne kwa papa ne say enya de a obeba enti these political issues na abaya de say many people might be thinking say this is the first time ebi ade say AC wo Ghana, but the thing is this is not the first time. So you can say in history we're gonna go deep into a lot of things. Now, for say, why ain't the first finance minister Sebe? You try see everywhere no, edenatum. You pray it me sign a chain. We need to discuss all these kind of things because NPP for admin they say be on person more some other way be and the Ghana for so there be a day we be see Ghana that and other enough okay for that I got never been a person but there be Ghana ha and kata ye kano it be pen. So we need to do all these kind of things. Now, if they in a mu yebedomo suko. Under Yera John Rawlings administration, there was actually a finance minister, if any, Victor Selormey. NPP for any day papa too. We need to discuss that. These are facts. See, I'm here. So I'm going to present to you facts that led to Yera Victor Selormey. A chino in prison, In fact, that situation actually led to his death. Nipadudo now Ghana, many people do not actually know, but that is a fact. We need to ascertain all these kind of facts. Say be able mo bia hu. Say niema we ni nyina no akoso e wo ye man Ghana. About Victor Selormey, no ye deputy finance minister under JJ Rawlings. Now Honorable Kwame Pepra was the main finance minister. And Victor Selormey any deputy. Now, Adia and NPP for years and comedy by at force. They did the same thing to Victor Selormey. So let's go deep and then we ascertain say DNA course under Kufuor that led to Victor Selormey's arrest and possible imprisonment. And after the imprisonment, the DNA Victor Selormey iwuye. Victor Selormey he arrested no e Kotoka International Airport na papa na after say Rawlings administration kwa wi yepe no. Kufuor ne bedi ade. The Victor Selormey tu kwan ekohwe ne ho yare. The truth is that he had heart issues, no problem with nakoma sem. Intene implanted device in his heart, he called it pacemaker. Oh nakoma. That system needed to be monitored always. Until Victor Selormey kwa bruche kohwe ne ho yare. Obo du Kotoka International Airport and a chain on causing financial loss to the state. In fact, he had 6 counts and above Victor Selormey. 6. Bako 6 NPP for in years I don't know. But they know, they understand all these kind of things. I don't know why all of a sudden they are beginning to believe say Adiwe Kenufurata de Ebinsi Ghana. Nana Euro Kufuor be president pe and declare Adibe zero tolerance for corruption. And that particular day no. Instead maybe about declared zero tolerance for corruption. No. This one was targeted at Rawlings' administration. That is what Kufuor did. His target was on Rawlings' administration. So, and also and then surprisingly, no, and then Nana Dankwa Kufuor, the former president of Ghana, was the Attorney General then under Yewura Kufuor. But these are historical facts that I've taken my time, did a lot of research, and I made a bro. And Tiabra Kufuor, former president Kufuor, a president, no, Nana Dankwa Kufuor was the Attorney General then. So what they decided to do, they said, almost on Baby do so Nema Rawlings in administration here, and Kiana can fault to be baby. While I court or Ghana Biano, Titina now court a BBI judge in the natural, near the computerized system BBI or under former President Rawlings, you know. You ever on a kind of that they put them more the historical facts. Now, if we are made the word do some accord, the interest here they can for that also cotton. We're going to go deep into all those kind of things. And under Rawlings administration, no, Adia Rawlings here and they say, Obamaya computerized all the court systems in Ghana, no, because in Karata Sem and then you know, but say the app justice system of delivery in the system. Into your somewhere in 1998, and Now then no, Victor was the deputy finance minister, and so on moment they share and say on penny side. All those Kwame Pepra was the minister of finance. Until Victor Selormey awarded a contract of $1.2 million to one company. I think that the company was based in US. If a company Leadba Corporations or something like that, it's LEED or LEEDBA Corporations. If I get the name correct, if I show wow, him will be to me, I go girl. I'm a yakade. Leadba Corporations. And Victor Selormey, I know that no. So here I digitalize the judicial system in the country and awarded that particular contract to that company, which was based in the US, but that company was being owned by a Ghanaian. And when we said digitalization, allegedly Dr. Mahmoud Bomi and Ghana so on the buy and it started way ahead. Rollins time and they were talking about digitalization. We are talking about late 90s. 1998 and then the early 2000s because the Rollins lose around that place and Kufubi take over from 2000. To all those times, they were talking about digitalization there. So that is why they gave it to Honorable Victor Selormey. Say, Victor Selormey didn't say Victor Lawrence, Kwashi Selormey. Until one of them say, you can go back and cross-check all these kind of things. Never when you now call Ghana. And in another day, go for the museum there on better. They saw say in digitalizing the court system, any company lead back corporations in Victor Selormey, a lead me man, it was fraud. That is what they said. So they saw them say it was fraud because according to them, almost a company only delivered CD-ROMs to Ghana. Na BBN so. According to them, the company need $1.2 million. It delivered only CD-ROMs with nothing on it. That is what another can that time. But these are facts. It is another idea in there. No, but can't say we can go back and then ask him. Usman, we have a call there. Richard Tete, Medase wants to join me. We are going to go deep into these kind of things because I'm hearing your NPP for by on my say, oh, David, NDC for Tata Yang, and I did David, but in actual sense, they actually started all these kind of things because Ghana and the Union, in Timima, amount political appointment, you have to come back and account. But I never say do NPP for some. What they are saying is that David and say you're more hold political position and say about any accountability, but that is wrong. Because that particular accountability, it started from Kufuor's time. Chairman Munako, Chairman Bakope, Chairman you have a call there. Ugusuya campaign there. Yeah. And that is how they did it. And so they said, Victor Selormey a Peja Ghana is $1.2 million at a company be. But they assume say the director and I say Nipa company near the Victor Selormey are down for. So they arrested Victor Selormey on his way back to Ghana, and he was charged. Victor Selormey, on the charges of back 6. 6. My can't charges in show. 2 counts of fraud by false pretense. 2 counts of fraud by false pretense, and no can be. 2 counts of conspiracy to cause financial loss to the states, and 2 counts of causing financial loss to the states. Into that a year for causing financial loss to the state. Yes, starting war Victor Selormey pension. Although Victor Selormey so that be me he pleaded not guilty to all the charges. I say there be and some more kind wrong because that particular company was just giving us a consultancy work. Say you say be a bit me Ghana. You bit me transmitted from the manual to that digital. Into yes be a company the compete and never be so. It was just a consultation work or consultancy work and I buy and engage in that kind of services. But Kufuor's administration said no. They didn't understand it. And then argument because Victor Selormey understanding about the Quran on the way, And then the Attorney General Amon and Adam also they born prosecution they born totally different things. So he is saying that be Sikana must media man nipano. And yes, all the name be an every Ghana. Obabe test the judicial system now see bit me aya. Until all those CD-ROMs and for it was a test case by buying the derby. Because buying a Euro Kufuor a buying money where Victor Selormey, Honorable Victor Selormey, may he so rest Deputy Minister of Finance. And then all those say Stika mother son na more. Stika obi anka stika. So this is not witch hunt. This is not political witch hunt. The patch of means to be that time or no. NDC forced arguments for Victor Selormey and against his court. The court said it was a political witch hunt. I don't know how African politicians and when they had opportunity, they will sing a different song. A son and I, they will come to sing a different song. Until after that time or no, and I said by that time or no, now do not go Kufuado. Can you for that time? As and said David Victor Selormey, young fan. All those who they knew the man was sick. Enti yɛde kakra. Justice Sambedu tie nsɛm no nyinaa na ɔse dabi Victor Selormey wadi fo. Tie nsɛm yɛ ɔse Victor Selormey adi fo. A man is for 8 years imprisonment in Sebam. Yɛmfa ne nkɔ. All those Victor Selormey ma argument bi aso dabi ade na mode bɔ me no. Ɛnyɛ saa na tie. By that time, no, Kufuor targeted Danagbodakwi. All these are names there. Danagbodakwi targeting the Minister of Finance targeting us. Victor Selormey targeting Omunina. And then when you call them to come for accountability, the same people are telling you say there be and I say there's no law in the country to tell you to come and account for anything. Yet at that time, 2000, early 2000, 2001, Victor Selormey as making 2001, he was in prison because of accountability. TNSM ni we MPP ni TNSM na ye kan ye. Na one way the money be how I want to say. But if you think say you are getting my sound and everything correct, so bit me I can't tell me. If the sound is not also correct, so bit me I can't tell me. We need to build this kind of recruits. We have the US boko there. That's it. Oh yeah, there. So let's move on from there. I'm giving you account of how and the NDC, a former deputy finance minister, on causing financial loss to the state and fraud, in prison for 8 years. 2001, it can't be questions about no phone. A man was one now Victor Selormey team kai already me woo already me yari o makoma Kufuor say that we ye den do beko say na do ye sero attorney general ye sero na do so ye den abeko because Kufuor ata no pia na do na Kufuor ay momfa ne nko finance minister wa bokoro no momfa ne nko ye man 8 years when him 8 years in hard labor he said hard labor so it na okoto sebom the two amana okora na Victor Selormey to be obi na koma ye the whole finance minister no ye two amana ye reki in sebom prison no kan ho bi. Yeah, do have Victor Selormey come because in hard labor, signed the 20 million to register on same year because on tuya because we borga car 1.2 million. So yes, that's politics, that's governance, and so more we can't some for so more we can't some for. Now when you must say, "Oh, Black Maria and I know they are borrowing shame na." The NPP for complaining say Black Maria no, and say they didn't shame no, and no na Victor Selormey comes one prison. But in the comment section, as to how I'm building, if you say the NDC so yeah, tit for tat no more, and I say it's a genuine way of doing things. Blackberry and I didn't Selormey coin, and then I know that wouldn't you shame. Law on causing financial loss to the state, I in the can for that again, and the Victor Selormey muku gumu, kwambe paramo. And they want to independence and he said, so whatever, or cancer from me, I say, me and Chemia, all the message, I saw more Muslim himself, Gumitina Metia. The one made me cool, one made me cool, but the better know them. Yeah, then Victor Selormey got to prison. The lawyers pleaded a bush for pleading to you and another than Kufuor. You will Kufuor say, pardon, Sabina Coma. And the pacemaker, I said, come so. Pacemaker no need to be monitored. A battery and a so I know as we speak today, pacemaker might last for some. Of course, meaning it'll be there, it may 10 years, but it needs to be monitored. The battery never run it down, then you know those kind of things. But you can't, obianti. You say, obi prison, go prison. Ain't a lawyer for can same be a becabia. Kufuor man tiasie. And I don't tiasie. Attorney General then one tiasie. He jam Victor Selormey damo. You call court, could do Supreme Court. Supreme Court say, you're prison, because we are going to what was saying we are here. But just one question be answered bit me Ediaba as we move on. This is a very special live streaming And yeah, very special one. Oh, any question about Fabra as to where I'm going? Yeah, Rico, so you remember all these kind of cases. Rico say, bro, I'm an NPP person, yet I want this Mama administration to straight up and set fast track court as my own party did. We need this government to be quick in jailing those NPP offenders. Of course, I also believe in you, and somehow I side with you. Attorney General say the process is slow. I doubt. Some Attorney General, many Attorney General, I'm going to prove that one to you right now. ENI Mills, if I get your name correct in Kwara, I say the NPP thinks Ghana belongs to them and they are not supposed to answer to anyone. I'm beginning to have much hate for that evil tribalistic NPP party. Of course, because that is, they believe that Ghana is your mother. That is what they think that Ghana is your mother. When him say Victor Selormey case, you know, I'm quite new, if my memory serves me right, a new 3 months quite in jail, papa no. The trial beginning somewhere 2001, if I remember. I have to check on the dates, but and check and a pa in the local tomb. And I think I need 3 months. And the lawyer started on appeal process in our court, Supreme Court in Anye. But BBC on the 3rd of March 2005, because I never found them or 4 years or something like that. Richard Medas was said the NDC is not witch hunting. They are following the rules and games of as they succeeded. Yes, because that's how it goes. Because one team can say we're chanting. So somewhere on the 3rd of March 2005, Victor Selormey was released on presidential pardon. Nti Kufuor na kasa tehwa ho za koy matia koy kakara. Ma koy dem kakara, o de ma nyiri kakara bi koy nim se oba ya obewu. Tie yi the 3rd of March 2005. Na papa na kwa ko dem sebom dada. Be 3-4 years o dem. Ye Victor Selormey free sebom na Kufuor na kasa ho se wa hojo o ye na hwe nyi ko obewu. Tie yi Victor Selormey from Sawam Street na no and they call hospital. Odaho on the 18th of April the same year 2005 and he died. Ti barely 1 month pa yi ni film prison na no in owu ye. Ba bra odan sebom na na busuafo ne NDC fo mpanyifo nyina ka se ah papa yi o yare mu nyini no. The argument NPP for ye na say papa no say ye o yare no hospital kosa na yare hospital papa wo Ghana. Enti on now odam sebom no yare yemfa na mra hospital wo Ghana wa na obeto no. Until Victor Selormey, most of the years I would dance with me and the hospital ba, and then can you for that yare say American kwana hospital the same hospital na you can't say Victor Selormey in Ghana or Ghana yare wu ye no. We for that they wu Ghana enye. Until Victor Selormey, the 3rd of March 2005, and he died on the 18th of April 2005. He died almost one month, 1 week or so, 1 month, 2 weeks in a wu ye straight away. But then NDC are buying then no can say NP before the moku papa because papa mo chini na ka chini say papa no na ho nfa no na ho dodo no machine she na come me na money man na come na adwuma anytime machine be gya adwuma bia no papa no be wu man te ase kan na do na ko kufa do mo to mo te ase gya papa ma papa yi ne na me ka say Victor Selormey ato na na mo nse do ba ja hwan ne kai wona bo kwam pepra gya papa na go. Menim so te aso pose we wu so dey we have no idea. It is a way aban mu nipa. Na ye ka kire wo say ye adwuma bi bo amada Ghana. O ya enye wa adwen say won ko nanim nyansa. O ye wa adwen say won ko nanim nyansa nti wo de utim the punishment emete out to somebody. But wo de ye o ya enye ye. Of course why are there you mean chachu chikata mu nyina. Sade de chachu bu chikata mu nyina. Very quick fast track high court. Kufuor say that say fast track high court. Yes so ma acha 6 months pa. You are gone. I mean, kind of 1 or 2 messages. You are 100% right with all the details why they jail Victor Selormey. You forgot lawyer Chachu Chikata. Exactly, Minia King George. Chachu Chikata was also the two. Say, oh, we are Diamadoboko. We are Diamadoboko. Kufuor the 5 judges. Ekotan na Chachu defeat you. Say fast track high court no kan again Ghana. They say Abudibia ko kan. Ye koi chechuti asori dem ne ko besi me nko di asem o say na ne so di asem e say debi besi me nko oduru ho apa nsawam nti me ne sa tono je na ka kire me say the judicial system and justice system no we need to make it slower me no nya adwen because they use the same law fast track high court to send some people to prison so adanamo ya mama ye nyina nya according to nya according to the Victor Selormey court to prison mo wu ye no according to a Chachuchi kata call man ka ho na Chachuchi kata also he came out and Chachu is not that strong again because the president then targeting so we dey amado ko nti na atoni je na abeka chem say obi die yenye ni sulu wa me no nya adwen me hu ni ntra chama wuntumi da so na mobile now 1 year atoni je no obi an konsewam awura de nyankopon 1 whole year aban dey ato aba ma 4 years wo de 1 year wuntumi for obi an kotum da ban na de beko nti wo twen ama na isi ya ko du 2028 na sana de nipa na kwa kotum ana say wo be wie 2028 na for obi an kotum dey campaign message ben na de ko so o campaign message kro kire ya eni be che abra ye jelis Victor Selormey mo NPP for bo say e wo Ghana say Kufuor deliver on his message because Kufuor ba no zero tolerance for corruption no he made sure say he's going to imprison some people and quick yeah do ko Attorney General Your Excellency John Dramani Mama 1 year ni akoko ba kwara wonche no nti dede beberebe no orade ne nyina ye nche nipa o chama wuntumi akọ wi sika akọ ji sika so de kodua buru ye nche no galamse ye nche no kwabena dubu ahe onamu abaye ya wa ye sei yo no kwa reference kwabe ne ti nyina awure me onkoda mu would dey yankopon anyway because those of the people who have stolen from the country should face the same coin. Yeah, exactly. That is my position because me enter say Kufuor you see less than 6 months in prison the people. Why is this administration so silent say over 1 year now? Yamfo bi ankotum. Afie twam honorables. Attorney General. Afie twam. Your Excellency. Afie twam. Anyway, say do e befe. Mohammed, see, imagine just Deputy Finance Minister Victor died in prison. That is NPP for you. NPP are very wicked people. Akufo-Addo is Attorney General, then put Victor in prison. See now, table 10. Yes, the same Akufo-Addo, no, yeah, chill on one case, also the cousin, being the same Finance Minister now. I'm so on TV there. Fast forward, I'm comparing Victor Selormey there and Ken Ofori. Victor Selormey sikana na $1.2 million. Ken Ofori, according to details I remember swati been over $500 million. Akwana so ma. You see, ubi any say you should come and account for anything. Where they quite in charge, Ken Ofori will be in charge. They so no answer questions keke. National Cathedral misuse of public funds and procurement irregularities. No me and also me say o can't the Ghana for National Cathedral no enya ban sika na de be it ended up say over $90-something million and I'm the kutu amanakeke come and give us reasons why you see there be man ma yenchi no enye na we omra keke na no me say Ghana's ambassador to US say the same Gabi Asaroche da kon frɛ no phone so ibita say Ken Ofori suru so ba Ghana e be panish no sa Gabi na de wu suru so be panish obi ese na na time no supposed to be a course to be a Gabi na oche say Gabi ka say you within there e be you within there e ma 24 hours meto so and the Gabi you are calling somebody to say obi suru so ba Ghana e be che no na Ghana na enre ne gu ho usuru so ba Ghana e be che no da be obi anche no e say o ma answer questions keke I say National Cathedral 107 no o ma answer questions SML it's a GRA contract alleged financial mismanagement and corruption be a koso ho we allegation ye nche no say o mara no meyi na no mo say o ma ambulance overpricing and procurement a cost ho ambulance e de man na do Akufo-Addo baba no e man dis kaka ho no sa ambulance na mo so magana pa yitimi ka orders anya NP be maso we nkanti bi da sa ambulance bi koto ambulance pass bra no the cost in giving that amount of money to that person no it costs more than buying a brand new ambulance. Tax refund bebree kɔ so kyɛ sɛ wobi sɛ Ken Ofori question bi a ɔsɛ ɔmma kwa no bɛyi na no nti yɛ declare no sɛ papa yi ɔyɛ hyɛ koraa ɔhyɛ kɔtara to koraa bɛyi na ba ɔno nso ɔmma ɔso yɛ ne deɛ ɔmpie Ken Ofori sɛ masa mo yɛ me deɛ ame mma ɔsɛ alata me maame ya maame me mma but Attorney General, there is something you are doing. I think that you've been on the right track. Also, what's me ya revoke papa yi say visa. And you know na Ghana for some more. Ghana for see here papa no Ghana. Do only that. If papa no Ghana. Oba no monti me fana ntum kura na. I'm sure say Ghana for dodo na no e bo beto mo jam. Ba ma papa wait na borichire ho. Na 4 years we were ma Ghana masa NDC for mbebre in 2028 elections. Ebasa Ghana for bekasa ma da omo. Because Ghana for now can't you almost be able to that's one time for quarter quantum there. It means a ultimate. And I'm telling you people say a corona we can't say NPP for a bono. Can be Tina Ghana for trouble the man. A corona Kufuor Castle Rollins administration or my acrom phone a can be and a trouble Kufuor and a Kufuor by he made sure say Uprovichire Ghana for some NDC for near Koromfo. That is why he made sure to target high-profile personalities in Rollins' administration. Iwe chachumo, edomo konsa He said, one man chicha ma won to me. One man chicken for that. A cuckoo down for when people one man chomo. Now you end up saying, Mark of a gift or what among one. People will tell you, say, you people are not serious. That's fact. Sometimes you can't see ya. We work as a group in the but it's fact. Mama ko target because high profile for Nabo Corona, target people will not trust in this government. These are facts that we need to tell you people because the international party no and say me and say we be a can say na see Debbie. So we are admire Matima Mufonu Huna de away momo and ya wo na so be kind of we the chiromo. Always, this is the style of Ghana politicians adopted. They always go around telling people, so say, anyway, there be Attorney General, you see a press conference, any with radio and TV studios, court them, so you who's independent, they're not Black Maria, Coroner, at the neck. I'm finna Black Maria, man, concert, who's independent, sense of what we still time. That is the honest truth. See, I never can. Wow, penalty, oh, permanent. Inti adia Victor Selormey, he was even a deputy finance minister. One said, and he wanted to do the same thing to the current finance minister. What I say? He wanted to do the same thing to Atta Forsen, deputy, you know, the main finance minister, you know, deputy in the name. And next to come on in Amho. So who can over that as the can, and yes, the can in Amho. The can in Amho, you know, or Saudi can Japan cheater. Obian to me, yes, the cafe. Hey, and this for. High profile personalities why about corona kese Ghana no moja o man am kotre man am di o machi hwe ne ye wo se kuku so na udi kotre chi pe ne esi kun so no your mandate anyankopon do ba wiase NDC for Ghana for the mabasa mo yen se mo target akoromfo na one people no yen ka se mo kotre ma could give a gift or what am watching can over 5 million no these are the people you need to chase. Gabi na mo na oye phone calls no we na call no oye ne kwa na illegal na wache no ko won timi ko fefra man for say man kwa na ma kwa na ma hwe wo de ma mo ncheche sa nkurofo na mo fo mo jejeje ho always royal say for that secret asala via pampas application as a business akwa de mfa na magana ndc futiate ti mfa na magana pa ndc futiate me that is what I know. President Mama is too soft and nice smiling with his enemies and letting these charlatans called pastors advising him. Ambassador saying you no answer because now the Kufuor administration won about 1 million votes. That is what they said. 1 million votes. About John Dramani Mama's first battle. On second round, they lost almost half because Ghana folk who said, ask them. Why Ghanaians gave alleged, they did not trust them. But if you wanna on Ghanaians, they are. I say, at the current year, top at the mountain, yeah. Ghana for voted for NDC for a specific reason. Nti enye ne awope se wo ka kire omo na se wo ye o da bi bisa ho se Ghana for kwai ban se no moto abama be say. So I called those things tailor-made solutions. Key among arresting akoromfo na when people mo no. Ontiman cha akoromfo na when people. Na akoromfo so yesa akoromfo nketenkete o se na meka na ye wo se kuku so na nkudi kotere ba chi. Chaka kakasefo no. Enti kwan ye fa mama former finance minister eje hon free Ghana no. You need to go the same direction and fish him out and bring him back. Mon chele di se mo che kotere no. On bela. Mon chene sabi no mo chene fa na Ghana. Mo ba sa mo se Ghana for bebo mo se mo sa. Mo intimedia masa. Mo ha mo ho. Ndi mo bia na ada obia. Because ye den a o da okra. E be adam ko da do Ghana for punish you. Man, Ghana for punish you because I know we need to be factual with the NDC for a party but say one year juma ya hwe na ye man wo say wo ye kwan wo ye den say nye no na Ghana for ne pa they will vote against you ba me minim say ade dodo a Ghana for pen say yen chi aban dada for no enfo mungum because the Ghana for nim so mo ya koromfo and transem obi meka just say we ye koromfo na we nye koromfo that be bo juma no more human at Assembaba. But this is the debate with the Munufie. So, any question be in the comment section? Between the Among you no and Mumbo because in the man a course of Ghana and see Antiman Falcon phone and Guma and Yadia boy. So sometimes we need to go after the government for no because it doesn't matter. So we end this in and now we end this in it. Oto Obama end this and I didn't open or ya go after them because one thing who are Ghana and says, oh, yeah, buying over Tanaso. That's a team before the amount of fans will be the bar. You need to be very, very careful. Fans in the amount, you need to be very, very careful because when we have more fans are now really fear the country to amount. But at the day of accountability in the on the 7th of December 2028, it drew who we are. They can't say my fans by offending wrong fans. Wrong fans. So they be a meta me say I could be born no more halfway be offending cocoa. Or no be that offending wrong fans. We dey grab my fans in kwa fans and say fans who go wrong fans go any man. Just I say don't get for president, a child. You have work there. I can say actually. They are not joking. They mean serious business power. Of course, that is what we all want them to do. Eddie Charles said, NPP communicators only make sense when there are no NDC communicators around. But one will say, we shouldn't also give them the opportunity to always be making argument when they are not NDC members there. Because one will say, Ghana for Dodo Nano, it's in some radio, so TV, so it's gone. Especially those radio stations, need TV stations now. Aside transmitted call in Kuronkitum on information centers. No, Ahomache and your mere when they see at the Sakubam so the PCFM and as I say radio, no queen a tron it feeds onto the minds of the people. It is a 1 year why you wouldn't even get time to go and answer all this kind of answer. But I want to click. And some of them can are all we have to be NT. But I'm telling you, so while we get time, go onto our villages, towns and villages. Let be someone, because how many people in the villages read news in the newspapers? Among us, radio. And they are communicators, got on the TV, and radio, or tear, or the call. Sana Adenete. Riku say 5 million is not a joke. It could asphalt all the roads, highways and local roads, and even all the cocoa roads. Yes, because can over that they are chasing him over $500 million. They chasing him. 10 was one man because him so back can't. You can't see a deal 7 kwan there. But concept. When you that's it. 2026 in a monk more a child. Charlie, they don't worry. He be bon come. Why? And it's here. And Timasre, Ghana for feeds on information. A kind of radio so TV so. And they say, oh, Jama NPP ni be kotena radio so. Na NDC tia ate the call. Now, the jandam be say, Sami Jamfia ton gold, aboka, and $214 million. And me say, we need papa just had an idea. See, you can't say a catcher is you. Serious people, I ain't saying Kasasam go Mujidino, but Omunina Jedi. Sana Ghana net here because people consume most of the informations on the local radio stations. And then Gen Z for what medium here they can. So if you really want to give information that I see a tap here, my man, I'm so bahabi. Until me say, oh, now I make it a smartphone. Now I call your TikTok man. Now I Facebook man. You know, these are the only avenues of getting danger information that mama memo. Last time he said, Munufie, this government is a listening government, so take note. What you said right now has gone far, and I hope the government will make everything possible to bring down Kinufurata from US. Yeah, exactly. Last time hero. Because that is the only thing Ghana for a so papa ba Ghana it's okay. Ghanaians are satisfied. Now man in America 4 years or so. Oh koko. Be fra koko say lulu. O ka hwe Ghana ni bi ante ase. Because be ka kire so wonye serious. Nipa o ka so mo ya koromfo no kwa no. Oba no odo ho babo mo. Hwe na no former auditor general Yere ya Odomelovo e ka asem bi. O say NDC antimi in prison NPP for ora no one ora na yete e useless. 2 e kire say NDC for so ya koromfo. Pachu tie nsem o kan nsem miensa. O say NDC antimi in prison Kinufurata mo a e kire say ora na President John Dramani Mahama yete e ora na be useless. 2 e kire say NDC for so ya koromfo. E kire say you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Inti NDC for ntimi for NPP for ntum. Se na be ya omoso ba omoso ntimi for bi ntum. Kan nsem miensa. Ya Odomelovo na kai. But when him one thing, NPP party no ubiam punish omoda. In the history of our dear nation, nobody has ever punished NPP for. Let me explain it to you. Maybe somebody might not understand. Kwame Nkrumah time no, when you read the history of this kind of people, Kwame Nkrumah they started throwing bombs on Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Time na Ghana ye de bomb na pe Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah no, na Afghanistan ento bomb. Afghanistan no ne ento bomb ho, Iraq ne ento bomb, Somalia ne ento bomb. Yet Ghana ne nim say ye pe wokun a ye de bomb e be targetil. Yet me the bomb she school ni akwala ketwa nzem ni akoye flowers ne de ma no na blast see ku Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And history will tell you and I say a bomb particles na that Osaje for dodge no. Any wura na body him man cancer ma Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Yet when Osaje for was killed or he died, he was overthrown. No, ubien who punishing NPP for that. Bien ho. Ora is working. It's a matter of time. Data is being collected. I'm sure. Menka Ora is not working, but I'm telling you, since 4 years or so, na Ora Juma am materialize here. Unya sama wasi ako kanchi rubi oto abama no. Oto abama. That is my message here. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's working. The pace at which Ora yede be chiche akukudam for no is slower. To say a course year could do 2028 message now send a comma Ghana ni now what him you kuruma santa so no. Unya bi nkoka because be kanchi say wo na be kanchi and say NPP for ya koromfo. Yet your man opportunity for 4 years now. When to man check what the back around. But you answer now. That is the message here. I'm not saying it's not working. It's working. Attorney General Martin say he's working perfectly. But if you are unable to jail a Koromfona, it will be very difficult message for you to go back and tell people, so my mommy another 4 years, let me find jail. I better Kufuor use you less than 6 months. The chachumi na kotumu. That is the message here. Fast forward. Rawlings's administration query yepe. Kufuor ba no. He targeted prominent Ghanaians. And you been a name can't tell you, Victor Selormey, or Safomafo, Kwame Pepra, Dana Budakwi, and Omamaka. Kufuor used less than 6 months to imprison them. But Kufuor administration query ya, Yura Tamils Bayano, Amazing Pasumje, he did not target anybody. And Jai almost I quite remember saying MMDCs at Tamils Momotan for 3 months or 6 months. Young can will be a Tamils did nothing. Also Pasumje, he did nothing. Yura John Mama, bet what Tamils did so. He did nothing. Rather a booger pillow. NPP phone, he left them there. Now Kufuor the sign by we near about pet and also Kenya Mos. National security ni no refinity you wa be kan wait my catch him see. Anka you connive with him to imprison the current finance minister. All those no nyɛ but just okay. Enti NPP for obi am punish your mother enti as a hospital na doctor de panic war no ono panic ne fa bi ngo no hu say ye. The only time we more NPP for who's a punishment no matter out to their political opponent no, we need to also go after them. If we are unable to go after them, I'm on Tiago and I say, Rico, so my question is, has the government frozen all the Ofori Atta's accounts and businesses? If not, then what are the NDC doing? The AG should hurry up on all offshore deals and businesses of Ofori Atta. Yes, Attorney General said he went on a debate with Bolare or say a lot of offshore accounts and a lot of activities of Ofori Atta. So they are going to go after all those kind of businesses and other things. So that is something I think we have to go deep into. Why are they say why can't I say no? Yeah, teachers are true. They used to get away from accountability, and Prophet Amels allowed them to get out. And this time around, they are using their con men to call pastors to talk to GM. Then we are still not going to imprison them. Until nobody has ever punished NPP for. Until NPP ni biya no. What was the Ofori Atta? Your friends on my account kekekwa or tia because obi anyo mu bi da o. Obi am punish your mother. They don't even feel so punishment because of her. But when they get opportunity, they will punish you. And when the NPP ni bi there go, o man is na down for no. When they get opportunity, they will punish you. But say unya na one punish ni biya. Who say punishment be ehye ba bibi. Who say bibi ya. So that is always my problem with NDC for say whenever we get opportunity, we leave this kind of people alone, and then sometimes we even go after our own. Because Ofori Atta na mo so yakwa kwache former Maslog boss. See the kind of no bagan and yafa Ofori Atta ma masa. The NDC for Mundia Goro. Mills, that's the more reason Kwame Philippa can say NDC are the criminal party because no one has ever punished NPP but only the NDC criminals. Of course, yes. Mama history from Kwame Nkrumah time be seen. Obi no punish NPP for that. That be yam punish you be other. Unyawa no punish you. Oba also amazing me person be. No more jai. You leave them there. Unyawa be punish you. Amazing me person be. Sir, that is my problem with me and my party NDC for. Because we don't seem to be harsh on these people. Meanwhile, watching me from Nagoya, we want John Dramani to build roads and other infrastructure. At the same time, we want him to be serious about prosecuting all the criminals from the past NPP administration. Meanwhile, I agree with you 100%. Any mails to me, NDC is scared of the NPP because of the noise they make. How? Why will they be scared? Because if you are, one will say, under this particular administration, John Dramani Mahama has been the luckiest. Oko parliament in NDC for their NPP for Makwana, you beat by a DBSA. So why are you scared of them? And then the more facts say, John Dramani Mahama, you have only 4 years. And to go after these people, Magana for who's power administration, you are targeting to build the nation. When you want to reset a nation, I don't think say only infrastructure can the reset deal. You also need to reset the mindset of the people. In resetting the mindset of the people, the business manipa unuzi will be more corona a channel. And me, so also come ya chicken Ofori Atta. Not a channel by friends say call finance minister. It's why I'm saying, Ofori Atta call finance minister or call we cashy or call sound coin at the call. Intimate so de me buy at the me call. But they have been say one punish you, one for man kwa, and people for say ba it will be called. That is a fact. So yeah, I'm pure my son now. Almost who is associated punishment. Be how we be yeah. When they get you, they will implement it on you. And that is my problem. The way NDC now you more opportunity to say punish a corruption. Also now a corruption be father for I was him. Also now corruption be father for I was him because corruption is any what be saying. I'm telling you, NPP will be punish you be other. So when they get opportunity, they punish you. And never to Selormey I can't ask him. And he was punished for nothing. For nothing. You were Chachujikata for what? For nothing. This when you get opportunity now, also we're down for no whether Jana or no bar or Bessia Chow. Timmy NDC in the one for some young folk for young court. No chinomba number so my offer me ha member. Me will bet team in Casa because you get opportunity and you let them go. That is the fact. Enti ba just one question be bisa wait me dey about whilst we go on. Na fi dey young ni manumum. Because when you listen to Rollins more before he died, Rollins died a better man. The way who was NP before punishing administration for, and yet there was nothing he could do. Atamels by amazing person, and that is the reason why Rollins had issues with Atamels. Punishment per coup for the man, now we're down for none there. Then anyway, that's how we do it. And in the Ushia NPP ni or can't see me for Kenny for that time be Victor Selormey. DNA no. Chachuchikata DNA no. Kwam no. Is it not the same accountability? Why are you people saying say we don't need to go after the MOBI accountable because there's no law in the country say over someone might come for accountability? Hey, yeah, someone. Yeah, some. Selormey was jailed. Pepra was jailed, and Chachu was arrested in church and by Akufo-Addo as Attorney General on Trump up charges. Selormey died. What goes around comes around. Of course, that is exactly what we are saying here, Minia. That's exactly what we are saying here. Could you right? Chachujika that I saw them in the conference once and Bessie Yanko court. And there's where almost I am called. Do a pat in the room. Victor Selormey, pat in the court. And that is what they've been doing. So you don't need to sit down and say, oh, they will pass from Vienna party for the informal go through a rule of law. Rule of law, no, but you need to speed up. We are slow like a crowd group, we were saying for you need to speed up now for the young queen names are because Mamma will do massa, Maham Penny ya. You may be a uncle map at my way. Always when we get opportunity, we keep on telling them some massa. There are so many things you need to do. You know, always now you go the right way now, because Tim and Mufono, you show more Bobby. It's a boss here and Tim and Mufono to here. You need to go after this kind of. You can't say Mungo be on your body, but be a winning of Bokor no day. Also, the more should be quick, fast. As some kind of junior, I can't chairman to me in a court. Your man, no. Share. Oh, my chairman to me ada. As some kind of court we are. No more break, be a 1 hour. Nothing for about so. If you break, I say, could there be a 3 hours? Now, another judge aba. Uncle Dana, and I do 12 o'clock in the court and come 2 months, any better than a chairman to me case. Because chairman to me 7 Dawson. And this is a walk over a crack. And you kwaba. And then yet one will be Kofi Bentelos and I say when you make bad decisions in government and your crime. So you make bad decisions now pay $90-something million, now the Kutuamena and your crime. I better one, I better catch it say, Uncle use public funds and the Kutuamena and your crime. Man, a penny, I say no. Anyway, let's leave it like that. And see, if there's no question there, and me the basic Hanaja. Of course, always royal. That's what I advocate. Say the course you run for 24 hours. That is one of the policies our NDC kind in our manifesto say. You better establish these tribunals in all regional capitals and other things. 1 year, there's nothing. 1 good year, there's nothing. Until that main China, that main, if we fail to do this kind of things, it's going to give us problems. Kofi Benzo is a failed horse. Garlic Square, media. Omo nyina hye da o. Omo nim no kore no. E na omo de nanam chen. Enti se wu jai na se wona na kwotena TV so wona na kwotena radio so ayi argument asema wono beka no. E na Ghana ni otie kura se no etie. Udi agora they will listen and then when you go back there again it will take you as a shock. Ghana dey be am for serious beam. Komala said the administration has taken clue from the Ghana at 50 trial. Don't forget that Akufo-Addo administration has failed the courts before leaving power. Have failed the courts before leaving power. Of course, so you can also go back it and then do whatever you want to do. You and just say, what? A 2 times in a bachelor. Now, no, Papa she must start to me. So say, what would you say, Papa she means and what would you say, Papa she Jimmy to go. So sometimes you give the judges the opportunity to prove themselves right or wrong. That is it. Riku Suwuntumi has been the first person to go, followed by Omiya and wife. I don't know, Gary, we need maybe a coup for fast track high court in the fire. That is why Attorney General and the country say they're going to establish tribunals in all regional capitals. And I'm kind. So we need to see it in action. Sometimes we go higher, can't just say it. Ghana Lottery CEO and NSS CEO are working free. They are not working free, but as such, but we need to be fast with these kind of people. I mean, that is what I advocate for. And see, I think say, and then the basic how maybe tomorrow we come back again to do another live stream. And if everything goes on well, I think say, yeah, Baba. The debate with Munufie, we need to send a message out there for others to see say something is happening in the country, because you're always nice, you call one direction. We all like John Dramani Mama's administration, the president, we love him, but I see he keeping him in checks. Sometimes when things are going and how we need to push them harder. Say that be team before 4 years in the amount 1 year, 3 years. The last 1 year a campaign 2027. Eko 2028 upompo e campaign that time no o ya adi be kwa Ghana ni nhwe uko jeli obi a obi ntie uko yesi obi nhwe so period na one nne to 2027 NDC be new leader. We don't need to be slow anyway. Even see ha tinyame adoma enia recus me da say ye de be see ani wo ha Nyankopon ene obi a hwemi na bi antena be din ni William Munufie amankona channel the debate with the Munufie. But so you subscribe here, take your time to go back and then subscribe for me. Wait me I like and I share so on different platforms. I'm a for who say there is this particular channel sebe e Kenyans asem. That's it. Bye bye.